Okay, we getting straight to the beat now here. All right. I want you to watch this clip of Boosie reacting to T.I. taking a stand and, putting some bodies on a deceased individual.
That came out was, hey, Boosie said what he said about Terrence. How does he feel about the situation with T.I.?
Well, I feel like the situation with Terrence, I don't even know if that's true. Because I got people who want to come into Vlad TV and talk to you about Terrence.
Okay.
But so I don't know if that's true. With the T.I. situation, if he did that, you're a fucking rat too. I don't spare no motherfucking body. Because if you doing anything wrong, you doing anything criminal-wise, and you cooperate with law enforcement to get you out of trouble, that means you're cooperating. That means you're a rat.
Now, you've seen the energy. You've seen the yelling. You've seen the passion. You heard him lay out the stipulations for what ratting is and all that stuff in his definition. I want you to watch, and this is after even getting on Kodak about, him doing whatever he did with the COs, telling on the COs or whatever. Watch his energy right now when he hears about QCP, paperwork being exposed by 1090 Jake, for telling on an individual that killed somebody that was close to him.
Because basically what they're saying is some alleged paperwork hit the net, alleging that P, the co-founder of QC, allegedly cooperated with police in identifying a man who shot and killed his brother. And his thing was like that he doesn't identify himself as a street dude.
I ain't gonna say nothing then. I ain't gonna say nothing. I ain't gonna have no friends. I heard about this shit, but I ain't know he made a statement about it,
He made a statement about it.
I ain't know he made a statement about it. I guess I'm gonna be quiet on that because I'm a street dude, I ain't in the streets no more neither. But I'm a street dude. And when I was in the streets, I still abide by the same thing. But hey man, it is what it is, bro. Like,
I don't spare no motherfucking body.
Wow. I want you to go back after the video and look at the body language of that second one. Look at him scratching his head and stuff like that. He is stuck. Now, before we get to Duncan and stuff like that, I want to get this QCP stuff out the way. There's two things I got to say. I'm not even going to speak on T.I., but as far as the QCP stuff, the first thing is, I ain't going to hold you. Like, salute him because if somebody was to do something to my brother, I'm telling on him too. That's just what it is. I don't care. I'm not no street dude, and on this channel, I don't really support the G code or none of that shit. It's destructive to the black community. It is what it is. But this is the other thing as far as like the non-street dude stuff. Boosie know what it is. You can look all over the internet and see all types of people talk about how P was a gangster, all this speculation and stuff like that. And then, even in the Lil Baby documentary, Lil Baby got two documentaries. He got one on YouTube and one on Amazon Prime. And I haven't watched the Prime one, but I know the one on YouTube, P was portrayed a certain type of way as a street dude. So with all of that being said, that's out the way. I only mention that because Boosie lives in Atlanta. Boosie knows what it is. He knows what it is. So back to Boosie. I see a lot of people saying this is growth. He's maturing. That's not what this is, man. That's not what this is. This is what somebody said in the comments, selective politics. That's what this is. Boosie is realizing, and it's not growth, Boosie is coming to a realization that a lot of rappers have this type of stuff on their jacket, and speaking on this stuff gives people a really bad reaction. You know, they feel like they have to go out their way to defend their name because you already got the snitching stuff on your jacket. But then you got Boosie, who got all this star power and influence amongst like hood individuals and stuff like that, his core fan base. And they feel like they got to go an extra step when he say something because he validates the whole snitching label and stuff like that to a higher degree. So with that, that's how come Kodak had to go at him when they was having when this cat was talking about his snitching allegations and stuff like that. Boosie is learning that every time he speaks on this shit, he's going to have a back and forth with the individual. Now, I don't think he's really concerned too much about the back and forth, but what he's concerned about is burning bridges. He's not a guy who sells 100,000 records first week, not even 50. He's not that guy. He's not a guy that's signed to a major label and is going to keep getting advances and keep recouping and stuff like that. He is an independent artist. Vlad is giving him the guap. He's straight. Everything is cool, but you don't want to keep burning these bridges. And when it comes to QCP, I mean, even when it came to T.I., these are people who are very influential in the city that he lives in, and it's one of the biggest cities in rap. So why are you going to burn that bridge just trying to keep it G? For what? For what? For what? When you could just not speak on it, which is what he should have been on in the first place. And see, this is the thing. Y'all really be believing this like, oh, gangsters don't real G's move in silence. And y'all believe in this fake G code shit. And I don't even be arguing with old niggas when they start saying that shit. Oh man, yeah, because y'all knew gangsters. It shit always been this way. You want to know what gangsters do? Gangsters do what they want. Even if you go back and look at the John Gotti era, cats say, oh man, gangsters, they not gonna tell nobody. They not gonna. You got all these old mobsters getting on these channels talking about the hits that they did and everything that they did after they did the sentences and stuff like that. My whole point being, like, the way y'all say these people should conduct themselves stereotypically or by the G code or by the rules, that shit never existed. Just like y'all think all this snitching rules exist as far as the streets are supposed to alienate and prosecute snitches when they get exposed for snitching and when they come up in paperwork and they should be cut off from the streets or they should be harmed and shit. Snitches get stitches, all that bullshit. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. In hoods around America, there are snitches that are getting love because they get money, because they with a certain clique, because they clique is full of their family members and they family members not going to turn on them no type of way because of the power and influence that they got wherever they at. That's just what it is. Now, I want to be clear. When I'm referencing this stuff, I'm not talking about T.I. or Q, because I don't really care about their situations personally. I wouldn't even cover like, oh, these guys snitch, because I don't care about who snitched. I don't care about labeling people as snitches or none of that shit. I'm talking about by Boosie's rules, he would label and consider these people snitches. That's just what it is. But after the fallout and patch up with T.I., you would think he learned, but then he dive on Kodak. And now we come to QCP, and now it's time to shut up. It's time to be quiet. It's time to switch it up. It's time to stop being vocal about this type of stuff. Maybe it's something about P that we don't know, to where it's like, bruh, I really, as far as, Boosie, I really don't want to speak on this. You heard him say, I won't have no friends. Think about that. Just marinate on that for a second. Does he have a relationship with P? Does he have a relationship or a lot of relationships stemming from people who P pays or who are attached to P? It's political, dog. It's political. It's political. And that's how come this is because I already laid out the point that when it comes to this snitching shit on a local level in your city, there's a snitch getting some love and people fucking with him because of all the other factors that I mentioned. But this is the other side. There are some people who don't have that power, who don't have that influence, who they look at as lames, who not the most money getting this niggas, who don't got their family backing them, who are just not popular drug dealers, who are not love drug dealers or street niggas and shit like that. And niggas want to alienate them and niggas want to kill them or shoot at them or disrespect them. Like, you know, that's just what it is. You know, the whole myth or story, whatever, because it may be true or not, but you all heard it, like, you know, with the Nipsey Hussle shit, you know, he was disrespected, shitty cuz, in the Marathon store by Nipsey and maybe some other people for being a snitch. You know, some people get that type of treatment where they can't even go nowhere without getting shitted on. But meanwhile, there are other people who have way more influence, way more power, way more et cetera, way more love in the streets than a shitty cuz. And nobody would dare disrespect them to their face. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. And I don't care, like, oh, you're not a street. Like, listen, you know, even civilians who live in the hood know what I'm saying is true. This is true all around the fucking country. I promise you it's true. I promise you. I promise you it's true. But that leads me to the last point, which Troy Ave pretty much put out there before. You know, it's his catchphrase. The streets is a myth. This shit is not what these motherfuckers, as far as the rappers and other gangsters and the OGs that raise you up, like, it's not what these motherfuckers is selling you, bro. Why do you think it's bosses that have folded and told on they plug and all types of, like, come on, man. Come on, man. From Nicky Barnes all the way down to whoever you want to say now, bro. That's just what it is, man. When it comes to the politics, the streets, the gangsters, they get real picky and choosy. That's just what it is. When it comes to how a gangster is stereotypically, through the G code, supposed to conduct himself, behavior may vary and results may vary. That's just what it is, man. And I know ain't no kids listening to this shit. I just know. But listen, man. Get out the streets, man. Get out the streets, man. And stop believing it's what these cats tell you it is, man. Because it's not. Check this out, man. Go get you a job at Wendy's, man. Enroll in college, get a trade, something like that, dog. Earn an honest living, man. Because I'm not going to hold you. When it comes to this shit, the shit that they telling you, the rules that they telling you, is not what it is, man. It's not what it is. And this is the other thing. Death in jail is the common denominator for most street niggas. That's just what it is. I'm out.